Well, as far as 250s are concerned, the day got off to a pretty wild start, which set the tone for the rest of the day. This was a shocking scene. Cole Davies just lost his momentum and got hit by Jordan Smith. This is very graphic, and needless to say that Cole Davies was seriously injured. He's off at hospital, and he did not compete tonight, and Jordan Smith tried to, but he couldn't either. So with the 250 West Division clinch last week in the hands of Hayden Deegan, it was all focus on 250 East. 3 riders, 3 points separating them: Tom Vial, Seth Hammaker, and RJ Hampshire. How would this play out? Well, we couldn't believe what we saw right down to the end. And to make it even better, to finish the year off in typical style, East-West showdown, and Danger Boy got a flyer of a start.
Right around the outside, and I loved how they were going on the takeoff of the landing of the finish line. That was really cool. You're able to use that speed, didn't have to brake too hard, and you don't like what you see from Danger Boy right here, you ain't gonna like the rest of the laps, because he took the win by storm.
He took it by storm too, and then the battle was on. You know, Tom Vial was up in second, Seth was there, and then it was, Julian getting around, you know, Seth Hammaker for 3rd place. And at one point, it was kind of like the 450, and Cooper Webb and teammates looked like Tom was holding him up. Julian was able to eventually get by him, and then really the race when Julian goes up the inside. Then the real championship battle, it started.
So Hammaker trying to make his way forward, Hampshire trying to make his way forward. Hammaker had a clear view now at title rival Tom Vial, and this is where we knew things were going to start to get a little spicy.
Definitely Hammaker was the fastest guy, and that was a really good pass. It could have been way dirtier, but tactical. He didn't lose any time. Yeah, just a really quality pass by the defending champ, Tom Vial. But Vial messed up this rhythm lane a couple times, and RJ's going to get by him, and then this is when the fireworks start to happen, James.
Yeah, you can see Tom, like, the things were starting to get to him, a few mistakes, and he just saw those guys going away, and RJ got a bad start, so he did a good job making his way up. And then it was, you know, Seth trying to get around his teammate and Tom Vial, and you would just think that he would kind of maybe lead, you know, kind of lead those guys along, but he didn't. And he went on the inside, really aggressive pass. Seth did a great job, Ricky, and not going down, losing one hand. Just kind of wondered on that one.
Incredible save.
Hammaker said afterwards, I shouldn't have left myself exposed like that. So he reminded Beaumaire, hey, I didn't really appreciate that move, and gave him one back. But looming large in the background, that rock star Husqvarna of RJ Hampshire.
Yeah, that helped those guys. It helped RJ close in, and you know, you wouldn't think if Julian would have got around, or Seth would have been able to get around, maybe it wouldn't have been that close. But then here it is. RJ goes for the throat and cleans them both out, Ricky.
He does, and you can see he set him up in that corner after the whoops, turned down early, and just the momentum there. You know, everything is happening so fast. It would be very easy to get caught in the hype and get caught in the emotions of what's going down. You see your championship guy right in front of you, and unfortunately he took him low down.
In his own zip code, out in front, Hayden Deegan, after getting that hole shot, he led gate drop to checkered flag. However, the story wasn't done, because Hammaker really tried hard to reel Tom Vial in. It wouldn't happen. Vial successfully defended his 250 East Division Championship, and I think was a little bit shocked. At the end, the gate was opened, and he just rode right on through it to go back to back. A lot like fellow Frenchman Dylan Ferrandis did back in 1920, a lot like Chase Sexton did on the East in 1920. It was a Deegan, Beaumaire, Vial podium. And that was what got Tom Vial his 2nd Monster Energy AMA 250 East Division title.
Pretty much just like his season, as he mentioned, just up and down, and maybe looked like he was going to be out. He ends up your champion. Never give up.
There's a celebration between the West champ and the 450 champ. Good times. What a great moment for this race team again. Powerhouse organization.
That's a sea of blue. Yes, the blue crew got it done. They won the manufacturer's title and winning the 450 and 250 West division. Reflection on that last East-West showdown of the year. What a race. Just surprised us all the way until the very end.
Yeah, it was a great season for it. I love the fight I see for all those guys. I mean, RJ, tough break, but at the end of the day, you know, you get Tom Vial just sticking with it. And when times looked like it was over, he stayed with it. Seth Handmaker, what a great season he has. He's going to be out here for pro motocross as well. But at the end of the day, that one Tom Vial was able to back it up. Great season.
I think if you're Seth Handmaker, I mean, as an overall, that's as good as a win. I know he didn't get the championship, but I mean, that's just absolutely incredible how he transformed his career. Hard to do.
But look at this blowout. 32 points between Deegan and Beaumet when you consider the 450 title was decided by 2 and the 250 East was decided by 3. I mean, that shows you the difference between the 3 championships that we have just thoroughly enjoyed over the course of this year thus far.
Especially if you consider how the West started for Hayden.
Yes, exactly.
For him to, and he ended up having the biggest margin of championship.
Good there.